set this down if I may sit next to you.
I was worried about that. You know, you're right.
Was that Diane Peterson? Or?
No, it was Tracy Morales. She did a nice job on it. She came out to the house. She did some fact checking with me. She called up some other people.
So the
She did a nice job.
It's not a bad newspaper.
Is it infection?
They're working on it.
Is it from living in closed environments? And just recently somebody said, is it vitamin D? You don't get out. Maybe not enough vitamin D raises the risk. Highest risk of multiple sclerosis is in Scotland. Anybody who's been there knows this. Not a whole lot of sclerosis didn't exist in certain islands off the coast of Scotland. They had just never happened off the coast of Norway, never happened in very isolated communities. World War II, the British Army moved into some islands off the coast of Norway. They moved in, they brought their dogs with them. Within 10 years, the incidence of multiple sclerosis in this community equaled that
We did studies
of
in the
England
US
and said, do pet owners get more MS than non-pet owners? And the answer was no. So we could all keep our dogs when we treat multiple sclerosis. We block the immune system. The problem is fine-tuning it. Suppose we block it too much. If you block it too much, you get all kinds of bad infections. If you block it too much, you can get cancer. Remember, your immune system fights off cancer. So there's this really subtle move here. How do you treat these conditions? And the answer is, it's a balance. And every time a brand new drug comes out, this is a better anti-inflammatory. This slows your MS. My take is I take a deep breath and I wait 3 years, sort of, to find out if the side effects are worse than the disease. Okay, so it's just, maybe it's my personal, I've done this for too long, but I'm very leery of magic in the news. Vitamin D, what's all the fuss? You need vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential for your bones. It's essential to treat infections. As I said before, lack of it may make you prone to multiple sclerosis. It may make you prone to Alzheimer's. It may even be a factor in Parkinson's disease. So all of these degenerative conditions may have some relationship to vitamin D. Part of it is abnormal movements, and of course we've seen pictures of people, shaking and twitching and hitting the deck and foaming at the mouth, and that's sort of the grand show of epilepsy. But that's not what most people have. Most people have a blank spell, they look strange, they may twitch. Well, you have the off switches going normally. You can turn those off also. You can turn them off with drugs. You can turn them off with alcohol. You can turn them off. Lots of things will turn off the off switch. Ted Kennedy, first symptom that he had anything wrong with him at all was he had a seizure. He didn't complain of headaches. He didn't complain of other stuff. He was out there talking, doing, moving, and bingo, he has a seizure. Okay? The seizure is because there's an irritant directly on the surface of the brain, and it sets off this electrical cascade, this big short circuit that is unable to shut it off, pushing it just enough to act as an irritant and cause a seizure. It's called a meningioma. They're common, and they're common as people get older. They seem to be related to estrogen because they're much more common in women than in men. They can get to huge sizes with no symptoms. Sometimes auditory hallucinations. People are talking to them. There's all kinds of voices. There's stuff coming at them. No, they're not crazy. This is their epilepsy. It's the part of the brain is activated. It's overactive, and it's about to spread into other parts of the brain. Part of it is a GI upset. This starting to sound a whole lot like migraine, which we'll tell you in a minute, and there's a real overlap. I put epilepsy and migraine in the same talk.